Hello, everyone, and thank you again for tuning in to another exciting edition of the Cancer Radio Show. I'm your host, Omar Lee. Today's guest is Mr. Shanti Mitchell. Before we get started in that, we're going to just briefly share our sponsors for today's video. The first one, Tenacious Fitness Unlimited, creating a climate of caring and coaching. Spiffy Cleaning Service, the Trailblazers in Quest for Clean, and Omar Lee Publishing, encouraging audiences and worldwide. All right, so today's featured guest is Mr. Shanti Mitchell. Shanti, thank you again for being today's featured guest. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks, Omar. Yourself?
Awesome, doing well. Thank you again for being today's featured guest. So we have a couple questions here for you. The first one I have, before I get started with the questions, I saw your recent contest. You look phenomenal. Like you had a wonderful time at the contest. I see that you're traveling and representing South Africa in a phenomenal way. So today's first question: who or what got you started in fitness, in your fitness journey or training?
Funny enough, when I was in school, I was always had that athletic build type of physique, like you know. And I remember the girls always say, you know, when you finish school, don't now become now like those, you know, get a stomach and all that stuff, like, you know, and become now fat and all that. And at college, I realized, hey, something is happening here, like down here around the waistline. And I started going to the gym and, and get rid of that. Then I started seeing this guy at the gym was the current champion at the time.
Okay. And
I said, wow, that guy looks phenomenal, man. I look like him one day. And I think that's where my journey really started, when I seen this guy training there. And before then, I always used to love the physiques on Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold, them and all that, like, you know. I was never really say, hey, I want to look like that, really. Mm-hmm. But yeah, only when it hit me hard and realized, oh, okay, I need to do something with my body, that's when I switched and said, okay, now.
Okay, awesome.
I want to pursue this, yeah.
Awesome. What's been your biggest obstacle, and how did you overcome that through fitness or through your journey in your personal training to reach your personal training best?
So, on a training side, like, you know, it's always been, for me, my physique would always be my legs, like. Mm-hmm. And I always had a problem getting my legs conditioned. They're big and they just don't get defined. Until I decided, no, let me get a trainer, a personal trainer, to focus on my legs and get it shaped up, like, you know. Mm-hmm. And, you know, ever since doing that it just totally switched my whole physique around, where my legs now became my stronger body part. And, you know, it almost overshadowed my upper body type of thing. And I would think as well, another big that fitness brought to me, like, you know, it basically became my voice. I'm a very introverted person.
Okay.
And shy at the time. And really, it gave me confidence, basically, and it boosted my confidence so much, like, you know, that it was evident in my career type of thing, and it really made my voice, basically. My physique becomes my voice. I can't speak, like, I don't speak that, as I say, I'm shy, I'm very quiet, mm-hmm. But my voice is my physique, basically. People then approach me, and then we talk, and then realize, oh, this person, they get to know me better, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there has been numerous benefits for me. It has brought, yeah.
So it's been a conversational piece. That's awesome. And many times, I think that exercise, as I've shared on some of the previous podcasts, it unifies lots of different people, regardless of race and everything else. Just knowing that it can be challenging, it can be difficult, and especially if you are trying to attain a specific goal, it can be a little bit of a challenge. So, you know, anytime someone sees a person who is committed to that, reaching that goal, and has attained that goal, it definitely is a conversational piece. And I could definitely relate. Sometimes, you know, you may be mistaken for, well, that person may not want to communicate. It's not really that. It's just that, you know, maybe they have a lot of things going on in their mind, and exercise is that vehicle, kind of an escapism type thing. So I can definitely relate to that. Yeah. So the next question I have for you, what's your favorite training approach? So what's your favorite approach to training?
So in terms, off season, I prefer a group a day, one muscle group a day, basically. When I do prepare for contests, either I switch it up in 2 muscle groups per day. So yeah, I just try to just change it around that way there. And obviously the intensity also increases then with that as well. But generally 1 muscle group off season, and on season 2 muscle groups a day.
Okay, awesome.
6 days a week.
6 days a week. All right. Okay. What's one person, mentor, who motivated you through fitness? Someone who motivated you.
I would say, apart from the guy, the guy I spoke about earlier that I seen at the gym, I would say the next person would be my first coach, like that whole thing, because he's the person that really introduced me to the sport and made, I think at that time I might seem like old, might sounds like saying I'm that old, but there wasn't really internet and all that stuff. I didn't have access to all those stuff there. But the coach, my first coach, really helped me get into the sport. And I thought I would just go on stage and just do my thing, and realized, no, but there's more to this here than just training and everything, eating right and all that there, but you need to know what to eat and everything. Right. And really, he guided me through all those steps, in the beginning. And yeah, he basically was my foundation there.
Okay, awesome. What's your favorite motivational book, maybe a movie or audio that inspires you?
Ironically, because I was in Spain and I went to the Colosseum, it was The Gladiator. I always loved that movie,
okay.
And I got to go there. But on the book level, I would say the first book I really read, and I mean the really first book I read from start to beginning was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
And that really gave me a different perspective on life, basically, and on money, basically. Yeah. So
Robert Kiyosaki, I think. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. What about your favorite places to train for competition?
So I'm not really, as long as the gym has all the functional equipment, I'm not really worried about how it looks or anything. But as long as everything is functional, operational, and I can do what I do, that's what I want. That's all I need.
Okay.
Yeah. You get all this modern equipment nowadays, which sometimes don't even serve real purpose, like that of thing.
Right.
But yeah.
Right. It gets to be a little bit overcomplicated. Old school, just going in and working out. Yeah.
Do as you want.
That's true. That's true. What about, I think you mentioned this, favorite training days and muscle groups. So let's say, for instance,
this one, I don't really have a favorite muscle group.
Okay.
I always, I find that really a difficult one, really to pinpoint. But if I really have to choose one, it'll be shoulders, because I think that's the one that I can find the easiest to do, with less pain. Legs is the most difficult. I hate legs.
Yeah. Legs. You have to be. Legs is totally mental, and then you already know a day or two later what's going to be happening. What's going to happen. You're going to be really sore and stuff like that. So yeah, legs. You have to. It's all mental.
It's all mental, yeah. You need to prepare your day and say, listen, this day, and I normally train legs on a Saturday morning, so that I know I've got the whole day to lay down and do nothing.
I hear that. What would you tell someone who's just about to give up on exercise? I put this one in here because some of our listeners, they may not aspire to compete, but they want to maybe just jumpstart their workout routine. Maybe they've tried working out, they felt like it didn't work out for them for whatever reason, but they're inspired. Just listen to other people have a passion for it. So what would you tell somebody who's just about to give up on exercise?
So you need to really understand why they're giving up as well. But and most times people give up because they're not getting the results as quick as they want to, like, as they expected to. And I think that's where the downfall is, because everybody reaches the plateau. And once you reach that plateau, you're not going to see nothing. Like, you're going to feel demotivated during that time there. And once you persist and be consistent, like, you eventually going to pass that plateau and eventually going to hit and see your results, like, So I think it's just about continue, like, just continue. Being consistent, eventually pass that plateau and the results will show.
Very true, very true. Next question. What was your biggest difficulty getting established as a fitness professional in your location? So let's say, for instance, it may be, traveling. It may be, just really, it may be having access to different opportunities that maybe some other fitness athletes have connections to. So what would you say was probably the most difficulty getting established in your area?
So for me, I'm not in the fitness industry. I'm in the corporate world.
Okay.
So I think my biggest challenge is trying to also do the traveling and trying to also stay focused at work as well. Like, you only get so much leave days. Like, you can only take leave on these days here. Like, so it kind of like restricts you type of thing. And so you just have to choose your plan good enough. Well, I've been an amateur most of the time, so I'll probably only compete on the amateur level, like internationally, once a year.
Okay. When
you represent the country, South Africa. But now, being a pro, most of all my shows are only international shows.
Wow.
So now I really have to be more conscious and keep that in mind now as well. And balance the two out here. I've never had the passion to do go into fitness industry itself. I think for me, corporate has always been, for me, more my background type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the furthest you traveled? Just kind of like a follow-up for fitness.
In terms of distance, I don't know what would be the furthest. Would Brazil be the furthest, or would Europe be the furthest? Like, but I would think, probably one of the Spain or I wouldn't know which is the furthest, but I think one of the two countries. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, and so that brings us to our last question. Any upcoming events that you are going to be participating in, and you want to share with the audience?
So for now, I'm still, last year I earned my pro card, and I was at the stage where I said, no, listen, I'm going to hang up my trunks now, like, when I became pro, I thought, let me do another pro show. Let me try a pro show at least, like, and see. Unfortunately, I wanted to do a pro show in the US, like, but due to it was the Tampa and the Texas one coming up next month, but due to visa delays and all that, they only gave us like a visa appointment for end of July this month. Like, so but I need to still do that there. So possibly I would consider doing that next year. If I get the visa, so then at least I don't have to struggle with that next year. But for now, for this year, I think I have an invite for the UK Arnold Classic, but I'm still deciding on that one day.
Very good, man. Well, definitely, I'm sure you've inspired. You will inspire a lot of our listeners who tune in. You've inspired me, and that's definitely why I reached out to you. I know you're doing some wonderful things in South Africa, being a spokesperson for your area, and just really happy for you and continued success.
Omar, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm humbled by you having me on your platform. I thank you for that day. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. All right. Well, again, Shanti Mitchell, today's featured guest. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Castle Radio Show, where we encourage, inspire, and motivate our listeners to reach their personal fitness goals. Thank you all. Have a great rest of the day.